Forget it. Solve this. So basically 8%. 8% for 3 years, it is 24%. You just need to calculate 24% of 25,200. Okay. So you know, you can just, one way is simply 24 by 100 times of 25,200. Calculate that, you'll get the answer. 25,200, 24,000 is 6,012 is 3,300 is your 25%, 1% less, 1% is 252 less. So it should be 6,048. That should be the right answer. 6,048 is a perfect answer. Yeah, yeah. I hope everyone is observing the way I am doing the math. Okay, but not necessarily you have to do it that way. You can simply multiply and get to the answer. I'm not comfortable doing multiplication. I'm more comfortable doing mental math. For me, 25% of 25,200 is like this. When I look at 25,200, the way I look at it is I break it as 24,000 and 1,200. That's an easier way of breaking the numbers. 24,000, 1/4 is 6,000. 1,200, 1/4 is 300. So that's how I said 60,000, 6,300. So then how do I calculate 1%? 1% is easy. 25,200. What is 1% of 25,200? It's 252. I just subtract 252. That's how I got 6048. It's absolutely your choice, the way you want to do it. But this requires a lot of practice, and more you do it, faster you become in mental math. That's absolutely up to you. And that's what you need to do when you have free time. Do some mental math. Do this. Easy question. Tell me the answer without writing a single step. Do it orally. Oh, no, it's not possible orally. Sorry. No, it's possible orally. Do it. A certain sum amounts to 17,105. It is not sum. It is amounts to. So amount is given to you here. That's the catch. That's the catch. A certain sum amounts to 17,105 in 2 years for the rate of interest of 5%. What is the amount of simple interest earned? Good. Let's do the standard method first. Then I'll teach the, faster method, or a mental math kind of a method will come there. Okay. So let's quickly understand. A certain sum amounts to 17,105. So there is a principle. We don't know what is the principle. There is a principle that was taken that has gone on to become an amount which is 17,105 in 2 years. So the time period given to you is 2 years, and the rate of interest is 5% per annum. Okay. What is the amount of simple interest earned? So how do we solve this? Now, what is the formula for simple interest? We know formula for simple interest is PTR by 100, right? So if you apply that PTR by 100, why are you applying? Very simple. You know it is T is 2 years, 5%, 10% of your principal. But still, I'll write it as P into T, which is 2 into 5% by 100. Okay, so nothing but 5 2s are 10 and 1 0 gets cancelled. Basically, your interest earned is principal by 10, which is nothing but actually 10% of your principal, right? But we know amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. We know amount is principal plus simple interest. Now, amount is given to you, principal is not given to you. Amount is given to you, principal is not given to you. In simple interest also, you have something called P. So that is also not known to you. You just substitute, you'll get the answer. So amount is nothing but 17,105. 17,105 is the amount, is equal to principal is P. Your simple interest is P by 10. I'm just doing the regular method, very conventional method. What is known to us, what is not known to us. We don't know principal, therefore we calculated simple interest by assuming principal is P. We got P by 10 as the interest. Now we know amount, we don't know principal, we don't know full simple interest. So 17,105 is principal plus principal by 10. So if you substitute that, 17,105 is equal to P plus P by 10. So if you take the LCM, it will be 10 here. It's like 1 into 10, 10 into P, 10P plus P. I hope everyone understands this math, or you can just simply do multiply by 10. This P by 1, therefore you can multiply this with 10 and this also with 10. Basically, your denominator becomes 10. You have 10P plus P. That's how it is. I hope you understand this. Veda, are you with me? Veda, are you able to follow this part? Good. So 10P plus P by 10. So 17,105. 17,105 is nothing but 10P plus P is 11P. 11P by 10. So simply your principal is nothing but you cross multiply. So that is 17,105 multiplied with 10 divided by 11. Correct? You can see that P is nothing but your 11 goes down and 10 goes up. So that's how you multiply. You get the principal. So principal will be nothing but you just divide this. If you divide 11 by 7, 11 ones are, you can see 11 ones are here, 1. Then you have 11 ones are 11, 61. So that 5s are. Then you have your 60 once again, 5s are. 5 left over, therefore 5s are. Basically, it's 15550. That's your principal. 15,550 is your principal. But what is he asked? What did he ask you? He asked you simple interest. Your simple interest, how much is your simple interest? You know it is P by 10. So your simple interest is nothing but, you already calculated, your simple interest is nothing but P by 10. So P divided by 10. So you got P as how much? You got 15,550 divided by 10, which is nothing but 1555. Okay, that's your regular method. First, quickly tell me, all of you, if you have understood this method. If yes, mention yes in the chat box. Brilliant, brilliant. So let me teach you other method, and I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed that Varnika could solve this with that method. Wonderful, Varnika. Now let me explain that to the entire class. A certain sum amounts to 17,150 in 2 years for a rate of interest of 5%. Basically 2 years, if I assume principal to be 100, in 2 years at a rate of 5% per annum, I am earning an interest of 2%, 2 years for 5%. That means I am earning 10%. 10% is nothing but on a base of 100 rupees, 10% is 10. That means my principal of 100 is becoming an amount of 110. I repeat, if principal is 100, if I assume principal to be 100, it is becoming 110. But it is given to you that it is 17,105. That means your amount has become 17,105. So how much is the principal? It's a very simple math. This is the math that I always want you to learn. I always told you, fall in love for this number called 100. If you know principal is 100, you are earning 2%, 2 years, 5%. That means you're earning 10%. So your interest is 10 rupees. So your principal of 100 is becoming 110. So what is your principal if it is 1710? Sorry, if your amount is 17,105, what is the principal? How will you do it? It is simply 17,105 into 17,105 into 100 divided by 110. That's it. Your 0 gets cancelled. You just divide this. 11 ones are, you will get 11 ones are 11. 661. That means 5s are 55. 60. Once again 5. 155. So basically, it is going to become 15,550. That is your principal. But did he ask you to calculate principal? No. He asked you to calculate. Yes. Wonderful, Ronak. Good. Absolutely. You're right, Ronak. That is exactly the method we learned in profit and loss to find cost price. Wonderful. So if you know 1550, so what is this 1550? That's a principal. But what do we want? So your interest is nothing but 10%. So what is 10% of 1550, which is 1555?